Hey guys, welcome back to Thorough Capping. It's Dave. I wanted to do an analysis of Delmar for tomorrow, 827, and I was able to. There's a 10 race card tomorrow, and I managed to do races 2 through 9. So I got 8 races of the 10 done. Race number 1 was a six horse field. It's an optional claimer, but at the same time, I passed on it simply because we had horses coming off of 5 furlongs. I would have had to make up some numbers or make adjustments to some numbers, and I didn't think it was worth it. As long as I had a bulk of races done in this card, I'm okay with that. There are a few races where it wasn't the easiest card to handicap. There are a few races where I had to make a lot of adjustments or make some adjustments, such as turf to dirt or dirt to turf, if you want to call it. Didn't want to reach all the way back here for target ratings, for example, on this number 3, and so forth. You'll see. There's a race. There's a couple races, 5 furlongs on the turf, and got some horses coming off of dirt, 3 or 4 last out. So I had to make some adjustments, but we'll do the best we can here and see what we come up with. We have race number 2, and what I did was I made my feature for this card sample superfectas, based on the grid alone. And I'll explain why some races I have 2 horses in front, some of them I have 3, some of them I have 1, and so forth. But let's look at race number 1. Race number 1, the matrix side of the grid comes out to 6, 5, 1, and 3. Okay, based on the amount of factors that are showing up here. I have a 6-5-1-3 favoring the target horse and the target Briz, top target Briz, in the 6 horse. Okay. On this side of the grid, however, when I look at points that were adjusted based on the quantitative data, we do have the 5 horse coming off a double move last out, and he is showing up well on this side as well, but it puts him on top in points by a lot, actually. I have the 5 on top here over the 6, 1, and the 9. Okay, because the 9 horse is, again, on this side of the grid, we're looking at the TC ratings, and the 9 beats out the 3 here. So really, our horses, our contenders in this race are the 6, 5, 1, 3, and the 9. And what I did was I set up a superfecta. I will still be playing the races that I do play. I will still be looking for value, 5 to 1 or 9 to 2, around those lines, depending on how big the field is, or better, to play my win bets. But these will probably be the supers I'll focus on in this race, since we have a mixed consensus in the last place here, and I don't want the tickets to be too big, so that's why I'm not throwing the 1, 5, and the 6 in front over here. Okay, because I'm trying to keep these tickets, these super tickets, around the $10 range, and not come out to $14 or $15 tickets. I could throw the 1 in front if I wanted to, and if you're going to play and follow along, you may want to throw the 1 in there as well. Also, what I'm doing is, in some of these races, you're going to see I'm adding the extra horse to the 3rd leg, and not the 4th leg, because over time, I've been beat. When I get beat in my supers, it's not because I don't have the right horse on top. Okay, it's not because I don't have the right horse in 2nd. I've been hitting the exactas in the super, but it's always that horse that sneaks in 3rd. For whatever reason, it's always, not always, but the majority of time, it's always 3rd place. And then the 4th place, I end up getting one of my contenders finishing 4th. So to jump ahead a little bit, if you look at this race here, that way I don't have to explain it again. I have the 7-10, which is my top 2 on both sides of the grid, in front, over the 4, 5, 7, 10, 12, which are all the selections that are shown here. 4, 5, 7, 10, 12. And then I add my 5th horse, or my 6th horse, I should say. The extra one, I added in the 3rd. I went with the 1 horse because of the qualitative ratings over here, data. Coming off the move, as a trainer notation, I threw the 1 in there. And then I went back to my original 5, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12. Now, again, if you want to extend the ticket a little bit, you could leave the 1 in there. It might boost your ticket another $4 or so, but you can leave the 1 in there for 4th as well. Okay, back to race number 2. Race number 2, I just went with a 5-6 over the 1-3-5-6-9 over the 1-3-5-6, and this was before. This was actually before I decided to make that move in the 3rd spot, and then so I'm going to do that here too. I'm going to throw that 8 in the 3rd spot, and then go right back to our original 5 for the 4th spot. So we have 5-6 over 1-3-5-6-9 over 1-3-5-6-8-9 over 1-3-5-6-9. So if the 7 or the 4 sneak into that super, I lose. But these are 2 horses that I have tossed right now. The 3rd race, 6-horse field, I tossed the 6. 3-1-5-4, 3-1-5-2. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of value in here. The 3 is morning line. Let's see where he is. 3 is morning line 5-2. I don't know if he's the morning line fave. He's tied with the 1. Okay, but again, he's standing out for me on my grid on both sides. So the 3 will be on top of my super. I had the 3 over top of the 1-2-4-5, over top of the 1-2-4-5 overall. And that'll probably be like a $4.80 ticket. Something like that for 10 cents. In the 4th, the 12 isn't also eligible. That's why I have him in pink. But when I put the pink on there, it went and got rid of the colors. He was figuring in some of these categories here. So that's why he is up here on the grid. And, in fact, he's 4th over here in rating. So let me just do that. I have 7, 10, 12, 4, 7, 10, 5, 12. So the odd ones are the 4 and the 5. And I put my super together as in 7, 10. Top 2 based on the consensus. Overall 5, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12. Now I threw the 1 in. And I already showed you this race. 1, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12. And then back to my original 5. 4, 5, 7, 10, 12. That ticket right there may be a $7.20 ticket, I think. Or maybe a $9 ticket, I'm not sure. But I know it's under $10. Okay, the 6th race. We have a 4-9-2-7, 9-4-2-7. We have an agreement here on the 4. Just the order is a little different on the top 2. 4-9, 4 is dominating the matrix side. Not dominating, but dominating the blue at least. Super. What I did was I added the 2 in there. Just in case, because the 2 horse, for those that haven't been following in the Discord, the 2 horse has been my nemesis. And when I look at this race, and I see, what race is that? Race 6. I tossed the race 5. I'm not playing race 5. Race 6. 2 horse is the morning line favorite. The 4-9 is, could both show some value in this race. Who knows? I mean, in fact, without saying anything, guys, you talked me out of it. I'm just going to go 4-9 on top here. Over the 2-4-7-9. Over the 1-2-4-7-9, 14 if the 14 gets in. And again, 14 was also showing up a little bit here. And then once I shaded the pink in there, it took away the colors. And then back to my original 4. 2-4-7-9. And that's what I'll stick with right there. Race number 7. Race number 7, we have a 12-7-3-1 on both sides. Both sides of the grid. The 8 horse is a first-time starter who follows a pattern that I like. Bullet work, a couple back. 1 back, actually, 2 back. Followed by another workout recently. Somewhat recently. 7 days apart from the bullet. So I'm just going to use that 8 horse in my super. I'm not going to put it anywhere near the top. But I do have him in 3rd. I have the 7-12 over the 1-3-7-12 over the 1-3-7-8-9, 11-12. I threw some extras in because of the large field. I threw the 11 in. That's showing up. And I'm also throwing in the 9 horse, who would be the next top point getter. And I had to separate the 10 and 11. I didn't want to throw too many in. I separated based on the target and ability ratings between the 10 and the 11. So, and then I went back in the 4th leg with the 1, 3, 7, 12, my original 4. Race number 8. And that ticket I think might be like a $10.80 ticket because of the additional horses I've added. I added more than 1 additional horse. Race number 8. Race number 8, 2184, 1423. Okay, so there's a little bit of a discrepancy here. I mean, the 1 horse shows up consensus-wise as the top play when you compare both sides of the grid. The 2 horse is my target horse, and I like to stay true to my targets. This is a race, however, I am putting the 1, 2, and the 4 in front. Okay, because the 1, 2 are my top 2 on this side, but the 1, 4 are my top 2 there. So we got 1, 2, 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. I'll throw my addition, the ability horse, the 9 in the 3rd leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. And then I'll go back to my original 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay, so that ticket right there is a $10.80 ticket. I know that for a fact. And finally, the race number 9, I have 8213, 2831. Same numbers, different order. Okay, you can see where they fall on this side, and you can also see where they fall. We do have a horse that is dropping down and could get the lead in this race. So I will be watching him out win-wise for value. We'll take a look real quick. 9th race, the 5 horse. This is a 6.5 furlong on the main. And let me see here. 42. Glad I caught. Okay. I think I may have hit the number 2 button instead of the number 1 on my keyboard, and that's why I had a 2 there. But anyways, we're going to leave it as is. 2, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. All right, I'm just going to leave that 5 in there now just for the sake of, I'm not jinxing myself. I could very well put the 7 in there. But I need to put another horse, a 5th horse in there anyway. But this super may change. Let's take a look at it now. Now that I noticed that mistake, that he's probably not going to get the lead. We're going to go 2, 8 over 1, 2, 3, 8. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 over the original 1, 2, 3, 8. Now watch this come and bite me in the rear end. But we'll see what happens. I'll just put both of these supers down. And who knows, if I'm up before the 9th, I may decide to play, the second one, the first one instead of the second one. The first one's going to cost a little bit more. But again, basing it solely on the grid and staying true to the grid, and the format that I wanted to do based on the grid, that would be the play right there. And not so much that one there. Okay, once again, just looking at the grid and just sticking to, staying budget conscious. That would be the play right there. So we'll see how we do. There's 9 races. The 10th race, we go back to the maidens again, and I was, it was a mile on the turf, and we got horses coming off of 1 race, 6.5, 5 furlongs. 6.5, and then we do have a few coming off miles. So I was, I got to this point where 8 races is enough. I was able to handicap 8 and send them your way. So we'll see what happens, how it goes. All right, thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.